What's going on? We back. It's the Boston Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We're going to get right into it. And I think we might be headed for an epic purse bid. I mean, a purse bid of epic proportions. And, I got a source, it's a rumor right now, that Anthony Joshua just walked out the meeting with Sir Leonard Povetkin. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the guy at the top right hand of the picture, he's the dude that owns Access Industries, and it's I think he's the one of the richest men in the world. He's the richest man in the UK. He's from Russia. He's from Odessa, Ukraine. Odessa, Ukraine. But he's a resident of the UK. Now I was getting interested, right? He's worth over $20 billion. Okay, and why is this so important? To Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, if you haven't got it yet, well, this dude Access Industries is the driving power behind DAZN. So, he's the company that's driving DAZN and funding DAZN. And apparently he just walked out of a meeting with Anthony Joshua. And you know why he just walked out of a meeting with Anthony Joshua? It's because Eddie Hearn knows he doesn't have enough money to compete with a purse bid with Alexander Povetkin and Ryabinsky. Now you understand what I'm saying. Like I told you guys, Alexander Povetkin, never wanted to come to the UK. He came to the UK for David Price, but Eddie Hearn went over to the Russia to talk a deal with having Alexander Povetkin come over to the UK and fight Anthony Joshua. Like I said, they've been going back and forth for weeks. I bet you. I know they have. And Eddie Hearn can't pull Alexander Povetkin to the UK. So they have 24 hours to come to a deal, according to the WBA. But basically, Povetkin wants to stretch this out to a purse bid. So his handler and Ryabinsky, who wins a lot of purse bids, and his $1 billion backing is unmatched. All right, Ryabinsky's backing is nobody in boxing can really match him dollar for dollar. I mean, he's a $1 billion man. But Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, at least Anthony Joshua's walked out of a meeting with Leonard Povetkin, that's what we're going to call him. And he's the driving power behind DAZN. Like I said, he's the CEO of Access Industries. He has a net worth of over $20 billion. One time. $20 billion. He resides in the UK now. He's actually Russian. He's about 61 years old. And he's the 50th wealthiest man in the world. 50. Now, I tried to look up and see how wealthy Ryabinsky was. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find that information. So I'm going to continue to grind and find that in the research. So, okay. It's seeming like Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn is gearing up to try to go ahead up with Povetkin and Ryabinsky in the purse bid. It's the battle before the battle. The battle where the fight going to happen at. How far is this Sir Leonard Povetkin willing to go to get Anthony Joshua fight in the UK? He's a UK resident now. That's where he's staying at. Has an impressive education. Moscow State University of Railway Engineering, Columbia University, Harvard Business School. So occupation, he's the founder of Access Industries. His little green thing is pointing up. So $20.1 billion, and it's going up. And how far is Leonard Povetkin willing to go? We know Ryabinsky will go damn near probably broke for his Russian fighters and Alexander Povetkin. He'll go as far as he can in a purse bid. Sir Leonard has already, gave Eddie Hearn the DAZN deal, and he ain't delivering with his fighters. And all of a sudden, Povetkin and Anthony Joshua US TV rights is gonna go on DAZN. September 22nd is the date that they're targeting, and if it goes on DAZN, it'll be a prequel to his New York or LA based first fight in America. Either or. Then the opposite will go down in October. And he's just setting a meeting, and maybe it's a if I do this purse bid, and you got to pay me back. I don't know what it is. But Eddie Hearn went to the wealthiest dude in the UK again. Or maybe they came to him the first time about the DAZN deal, but I'm pretty sure it was a joint effort. So this guy's already gave him quote unquote $1 billion, which is a play on word. Words. He gave him a 2-year deal with a 2-year option, with a 4-year option. You know, because if it don't work after 2 years, they don't have to keep going with the zone. But how far is Leonard Blotnikov willing to go for Anthony Joshua to win a purse bid versus Ryabinsky? This probably could be the highest purse bid if this checks out to be true. And if this is what Joshua's doing, is consulting to the richest man in the UK, Sir Leonard, to try to bag him in a purse bid versus Alexander Povetkin so the fight could be in the UK instead of Russia. It's interesting how far it go. Ryabinsky won a purse bid north of $3 million versus Wilder. You know? So this purse bid could be epic. I don't know what's the highest purse bid in history in boxing, but I think this has a chance to break this highest purse bid. And for people wondering, like, okay, why isn't Povetkin and Joshua signed? You know, and I kept telling you guys, Povetkin wants to go to purse bid to bring this fight to Russia. He already said they had a soccer stadium that he wanted to bring it to. And Eddie Hearn, and Anthony Joshua don't want to leave the UK. Don't want to leave the UK. We know that. That's a fact. But if Povetkin and Ryabinsky, I don't know how much money Ryabinsky got, okay? But if Povetkin and Ryabinsky win this purse bid, Anthony Joshua, goes to Russia, for probably a fraction of what Deontay Wilder offered him, plus the 50% on the back end. Man, it's going to look real stupid if they lose this purse bid. Really, really stupid. Really, really stupid, man. And that's crazy, man. And that's really crazy because you could have easily took the $50 million and 50% and ran with it. And Anthony Joshua went to America. But now you have to go to your backup plan and this Sir Leonard Povetkin guy. See, I mean, now that they entered a meeting with him, I'm not sure how long they've been talking to Sir Leonard, the richest guy in the UK, but it had to been some prequel talks. Because obviously they work with Eddie in the zone. He funds the zone. Access Industry funds the zone. So they already had to be talking to see this can go down. So Eddie's turned to this Sir Leonard guy to win a purse bid for Alexander Povetkin against Ryabinsky. I don't know how deep Ryabinsky pockets is, but I know it's $1 billion backing. Does he have $20 billion? I don't know. But it's all about how far Sir Leonard is willing to go to try to win his purse bid in Anthony Joshua's favor. We all can agree that it seemed like he put some money in Eddie Hearn in the zone venture, and it's falling flat on his face. It's supposed to be an announcement this week for United States prices and these 18 or 16 fighters that they have already signed, which is nobody. Or next week. All right? He's put a $100 million deal with Bellator to put on the zone in the United States. So at the end of the day, he's 61. He's still fairly young. So he don't have money to throw away, okay? He got 4 kids as well. But how far is Sir Leonard willing to dig in his pockets? I know Ryabinsky is really motivated to go as far as he needs to go in his pocket to make it happen. And make it happen in Russia. So, that's the question, man. And for y'all that don't know the backstory, okay, Povetkin is the mandatory WBA, WBO #1 contender. He's top 3 in the rest of the sanctioned belt bodies that matter. 4 of them. IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC, okay? All right. This guy he wasn't ordered, but, Eddie Hearn has been saying they're going to fight Povetkin because they knew he was going to be his mandatory. They invited Povetkin to come to the UK to fight David Price to get some exposure. Because obviously they wanted to set him up in a fight in the UK. Povetkin accepted the invitation, knocked out David Price. All right. So they had all like the last 3 months to really hash out a deal. Eddie Hearn, matchroom promoter for Anthony Joshua, he went over to Russia in the middle of these Deontay Wilder's discussions. He went over there to try to hash out a deal with Ryabinsky. They want to fight in Russia. Eddie wants in the UK. WBA gave him 24 hours to come to a deal. They didn't have about 2 months, if not more, to come to a deal. They haven't been able to reach a deal through all this Deontay Wilder thing. It's clouded everybody's mind. Everybody's thinking about Deontay Wilder. but forgetting that, Povetkin was the mandatory, and they hadn't came to a deal. So now that they can't come to the deal in the next probably, 10, 12, 13 hours, which I know they probably won't come to the deal unless Anthony Joshua agrees to come to Russia or Povetkin agrees to come to the UK, then it's going to purse bid. How quick can this purse bid happen? The WBA trying to be very, very proactive. It can happen as soon as next week or the next couple weeks. Because Eddie Hearn is involved in another purse bid next week with Lou DiBella for the rights to Derevyanchenko versus Jacobs, which revenue will be split straight down the middle. Usually it's a 75-25 split. Whoever wins in the favor of the purse bid, their fighter gets 75%, the other fighter gets a 25%. But in the Derevyanchenko-Jacobs situation, it's 50-50 because they share the same trainer, same manager. So Eddie Hearn's already lost to Dylan White purse bid to Puev, and he's also been involved with a fighter that he's rumored to be involved with, Jarrell Miller. Didn't bid on a purse bid versus Puev as well in that one. So, to continue, he been taking L's lately. But now he's turned to this Soul Learner guy to make it happen. So, they know it's a real possibility that they ain't going to come to a deal. And the Jacobs and Derevyanchenko purse bid was ordered sometime earlier this week, I think Monday. It's going down next Thursday, I believe it is, July 5th, whenever that is. Purse bid. So they can make a purse bid as early as next week. So Eddie Hearn could definitely be involved in 2 purse bids. And Sir Leonard is being dubbed to save the day for Anthony Joshua. Now they meeting with him. Now they getting scared. They getting happy feet. Now you talking penguins. They know it's a strong possibility that Joshua was going to go to Russia because Ryabinsky was going to outbuild them. Eddie don't have the money. But he went to the richest guy in the UK. Access Industries own. He powers the zone. He gave Eddie Hearn the money for the zone. Sir Leonard Povetkin, whatever his name is. I don't mean no disrespect. Povetkin. So they turn to him for one more favor. And if Sir Leonard don't share the passion for Anthony Joshua in boxing as Ryabinsky do, or his pockets are significantly deeper, if his pockets are significantly deeper than Ryabinsky, he can get the fight in the UK. This is a desperation heave for Eddie and Anthony Joshua, because they know they're going to get ethered. There's no way any idiot UK fan, and I don't mean offense, I mean the ones that's over here, tap dancing for him against Wilder, is going to justify him getting 25% or whatever he gets. Maybe it's the champion that gets 75 and the other guy gets 25, I'm not sure. But whatever he gets is going to be a fraction of what the $50 million Deontay Wilder offered him. So if he goes to Russia, it have to leave the UK, and goes to Russia and get, a $10, $20 million payday? Probably not even that, if this thing goes to purse bid. He gets a $10, $15 million payday, whatever it may be. To go to Russia, when he passed up an opportunity for $50 million plus 50% on the back end, to go to the United States, to go to a place in Vegas that he said out his mouth he wanted to fight in when he talked to Dante's Boxing Nation, he going to be the butt of all jokes. And not only that will he be the butt of all jokes, if Povetkin beats him and knocks him out, and like Deontay told him on the phone, according to Deontay Wilder, you make a mistake passing up this $50 million, dog. That's the minimum you're gonna get. The joke's on him. So it's really coming down to Sir Leonard Povetkin, 50th wealthiest man in the world, worth north of $20 billion. He backs the zone with Access Industries being the backing. If he don't share the passion of boxing, or his pocket's not significantly deeper than Ryabinsky, and Anthony Joshua has to go to the Russia to fight for the fraction of the money, fraction of the $50 million Deontay Wilder, Al Haymon, Shelly Finkel offered him. Ooh la la la, man, we gonna open up season on him. Y'all know what it is, brothers from the Lions Den boxing community. We know what it is. We already know. And if he loses, my God. But y'all know what it is, man. It's the Boxing Clinic of More, man. It's a rumor out there. I'll link the little tweet, man, from the homie Michael Benson. Shout out to him. He's from the UK. A little bit biased, but I ain't mad at him. We all a little bit biased when it comes to our country. That he says that Anthony Joshua just walked out of a meeting with Sir Leonard Povetkin. And I did my research. He's the 50th wealthiest man. And I think they want him to win that purse bid versus Alexander Povetkin and Ryabinsky to try to compete. But hey, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. username or links that are in the description. Also, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know we upload and go live. And other than that, man, share the videos. It's much blessings. Definitely love talking this boxing stuff. We talk other things as well. If you're interested in that type of content, search the archives and stay ready for the more content we're going to drop tonight. Probably 1 or 2 more videos. Never know, maybe more than that. And shout out to all the brothers in the Lions Den box community. Peace, love,